Most people don't fail because they pick the wrong machine. They fail because they pick the wrong products. So in this video, we're not talking about vague ideas or random inspiration. We're actually going to make products that sell. And I'm going to show you proof that people are already buying them. So a quick bit of context so you know I'm not just chatting nonsense. I run a product-based business that's in the top 1% of Etsy sellers, and we've sold over 250,000 physical products. And I've built multiple businesses around product creation and manufacturing. So what you're about to see is not theory, and it's not motivational fluff, it's how this works in the real world. And today I want to keep this dead simple. We're going to make 3 types of products that are easy to produce, easy to understand, and most importantly, already proven to sell. A personalized keyring, an engraved chopping board, and a brass coin, 3 very different products, 3 very different levels of perceived value, and all of them are realistic starting points if you want to build a laser business without overcomplicating your life. So let's start where most people should start, but usually don't. Etsy research. When most beginners open Etsy, they look for inspiration. That is usually the first mistake. Inspiration is lovely, but proof pays the bills. What you actually want to look for is evidence that a product is already selling and whether it looks simple enough for you to produce efficiently. If I search for something like personalized keyrings, what jumps out straight away is how simple the best-selling ideas usually are. Clean shapes, simple names, basic materials, and products that can be repeated over and over again. Nothing here is trying to win a design award, it is trying to get purchased quickly by normal people looking for a gift. And that matters because one of the biggest traps people fall into is thinking their first sellable product needs to be clever, unique, artistic, or somehow revolutionary. It doesn't. Your first sellable product needs to be easy to make, easy to understand, and easy for the customer to say yes to. That is the entire game in the beginning. Not impressing other makers, not showing off what your machine can do, just making something people already want and doing it well. So let's make the first one. Now for this, I'm going to use the P2S because it is ideal for this kind of repeatable production. I've got a simple piece of wood and design-wise, I'm keeping this extremely straightforward. Clean shape, nice readable font, and a personalized name. That's it. No layered nonsense, no trying to be clever, just a product that works. This is where a lot of people make things harder than they need to be. They assume simple means boring, and in reality, simple means scalable. If a product looks good, reads clearly, and has an obvious use or gifting angle, that is often more than enough. So let's run it. Okay, so for the first product, I'm gonna look at making some of them personalized wooden keyrings that we saw on Etsy. And this is exactly the sort of product that works early on because it's easy to make, easy to customize, and that's what people on Etsy are actually searching for. So in xTool Studio, we're just gonna create a normal square, a normal rectangle. Okay, and we'll make that approximately 100 by say 30. That looks about right. Now some really nice fonts you can actually use for this type of product is definitely Bell MT. So let's put Garage on there, change that to an engrave layer and search Bell MT. There we go. This is a really nice font. Now obviously this is going to be a keyring. So what we want to do is we also want to create a circle. When I make keyrings, I usually make them 5 by 5, the bits where the keychain goes through. And essentially, let's just round these edges a little bit. 2 by 5. Perfect. You have there a perfect keyring that you can repeat, replicate over and over again, and get your first sellable product on Etsy. So let's stick this on the xTool P2S. We're going to make this on our 4mm maple wood and see how it turns out. Let's go. And there we are, a finished product. It looks clean, it looks giftable, and more importantly, it can be made quickly and repeatedly. And that is what you should be looking for in your first products, not maximum complexity, maximum repeatability. Now let's move on to product number 2, and this is where perceived value starts to climb a little bit. If we searched engraved chopping boards on Etsy, you'll see the same pattern again. A lot of sales, simple personalization, and clear gifting purpose. And this works because it ticks multiple boxes at once. It is functional, it feels personal, and it looks more premium than it actually is to produce. And that is a brilliant combination in business. Anything that feels expensive to the customer but is still straightforward for you to make is worth paying attention to. So for this one, I'm actually going to use the xTool F2 Ultra. I've got a chopping board ready to engrave, and the design is staying simple on purpose. A name, a date, maybe a small decorative element if it helps, but nothing that turns the job into an hour-long art project. Because this is another beginner mistake. People take a product that already sells, then they bury it under detail until it becomes slow to produce and annoying to repeat. And at that point, you're not building a business, you're building yourself a job you'll start to hate. So let's pop on over to xTool Studio, see what we can design, and then get this thing engraved. Okay, so according to our research, the most popular ones were just simple family names or monograms. So I'm gonna just create one. I've only got super long chopping boards in stock at the moment, so this is what I'm gonna create it on. Usually I do this type of design on a smaller chopping board, but for demonstration purposes, this will work, and I'll show you what I mean. So essentially, if we just type in actually let's do all that in capitals, change this to engrave, and we're gonna copy and paste that with Control-C, Control-V, and we're gonna write family. And then we're gonna copy and paste that with Control-C and Control-V. And I'm just gonna do my family name eventually, if I can get it right. There we go. I forgot what my family name was apparently. We'll pick up a nice font. You know what might work for this is Love Twist. Yep, lovely. And essentially, you don't wanna spend too much time, like I said, in the design phase. You wanna sort of knock this down quite quickly. You can always perfect your product at a later stage, but I'm actually quite happy with that, and I'm just going to stick it at this bottom corner, maybe a little bit bigger, just like this. So let's switch over to the other camera in the F2 Ultra and get this bad boy engraved. And here it is, straight away in 30 seconds, you've got something that feels more like a premium product than the Keyring, but the principle is exactly the same. Simple design, proven demand, easy production, and that is what I want you to notice in this video. The products are changing, but the strategy is not. Now for the third product, I want to show you something small but feels much more premium. And this is where I'm going to use the F2 Ultra again. This is a brass coin, and products like this are great because they carry a lot of perceived value in a very small format. Keepsake coins, decision coins, commemorative pieces, and personalized gifts. These kinds of products can look far more expensive than they are to produce. And that opens up a really interesting pricing advantage. Again, the design does not need to be overcomplicated. In fact, it really shouldn't be. The strength of a product like this is that the material already does a lot of the work. Brass feels premium, the finish feels premium, and the weight feels premium. But your job is to complement that, not fight it. So I'm loading in a simple design and running the engraving and keeping the whole process straightforward. And look at that, a small product, simple process, much stronger premium feel. And this is where people start to realize that charging more is not always about doing more. Sometimes it is just about choosing better product formats. Now, I want to pause here and point something out because this is the bit that really matters. None of these products were difficult to make. None of them required elite design skills, and none of them needed some magical original idea that nobody's ever thought of before. What they needed was proof of demand, simple execution, and the ability to be repeated without becoming a nightmare. That is what your early products should do for you. They should teach you how to make, how to personalize, how to price, and how to fulfill efficiently. They should help you get your first sales and build momentum. They're not there to satisfy your creative ego. Brutal, but true. And if you're watching this thinking, yeah, but I want to make something unique, that's absolutely fine. Do that later once you know how to sell, once you know how to fulfill, once you know what customers actually respond to. Early on, unique is often just another word for untested. Simple and profitable will take you further than clever and slow every single time. And this is exactly how real product businesses are built, not from one perfect idea, but from products that already make sense, already have demand, and can be made well without wasting half your day. Once you have that foundation, then you can improve, expand, and move into more premium categories. Now, if you haven't watched the first video in the series about mindset, go back and watch that after this. I'll pop it in a card above. And in the next video, we're going to take this one step further and look at higher value products that can push your margins up properly. Not harder work, just smarter product choices. Now, if you want real proven advice on building a business with lasers rather than just making nice looking things and hoping for the best, make sure you subscribe, because this is exactly how it works in the real world. I've been Paul, and I will catch you on the next one. Ciao.